I want to give a special thank you, a special shout out, and a special salute to Mark J. I was checking my members, and I didn't realize that he joined 8 days ago. Shame on me. So, brother, thank you for being a paid member of Gun Freak Nation. You know, so I have to go live because I have to show my gratitude. I appreciate everybody for their love, for their support, and for believing in the message of, being armed, and being able to protect yourself and defend yourself, and exercise your Second Amendment rights. So, Mark J, I salute you. Thank you for joining. I should have did this. I should have did this 8 days ago. So, brother, I I appreciate you. I hope you see this message. You know, look out for the podcast, everybody, that will be taking place later today at around 8, whatever. The electric, electric snow. I'm forgetting my own damn podcast. Well, me and Johnny's own podcast, the name of it. But I just want to say, Mark J, thank you for being a member. I appreciate you. Um, Also, everybody, the good people at Sealy Optics reached out to me and they sent me a awesome RMR uh, red dot optic. So be on the lookout for that. I shot the video for it. I'm just waiting on the discount code to put up, to throw up in there, and that's when I make the video live. But I just want to say thank you to everybody. I appreciate it. The success of the podcast, the success of the content that I'm pumping out. You know, I just appreciate it. You know, it resonating with a lot of people because it's really savages out there that don't have a problem, ending your life or wanting to cause great harm to you or your loved ones, man. And it it saddens me and it breaks my heart when I see, or hear about somebody life being took. Um, it just puts me. It makes me think like for the people that's watching the stream. I just want y'all to know that I love y'all and I care about y'all, and I don't want to see nothing, bad happen to you. Just for a minute, just put yourself in the victim's, situation. Put yourself in their shoes, man. I know if something was to happen to my loved ones, my son, my brother, anybody in my family, man, it would be devastating. Like I got a sister that got robbed. Um, Walking home, man, she was coming home from the hospital, visiting our mom, and she lived right around the corner, so she felt that it was safe for her to just walk because she was only like a few minutes away on foot walking, and she was approached by some savages and they robbed her, man. And this happened, what, baby, I think like 2015, 2016. It's been some years, but I want to get her on the podcast to, you know, but she got lucky because it was about, I think it was like 2 or 3 savages that robbed her. They was they was like 3 of them together. So I only can imagine the pain of people that's actually lost loved ones to violence, man, senseless violence. Um, I just want y'all to know, if you do, what up though, Jesse Blandon Jr.? I appreciate you, brother. I will not hesitate to end a savage without mercy because they don't show mercy. You right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't never want any of you to ever be in a situation where you don't survive, but somebody in your family didn't survive a home invasion. You gotta make arrangements, funeral arrangements for your loved ones, man. I would I don't want nobody to go through that. The hurt, the pain, the guilt. Like the guy that this happened some years ago, man. I gotta dig it up. I think in the podcast, I'm gonna do research and pull up old news footage. Like the guy, I forget where it was at, but they lived in the suburbs. A good well-to-do, family, like higher than middle class, man, in a well-to-do neighborhood, and uh, you know, people like that, man, they really don't know. They don't have that. They don't have the wit to understand savages because they've been wealthy all their life. And forgive me if I'm assuming and judging, but they don't have it good and they ain't experienced high crime because they've been in good areas, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. So I can't really fault somebody that really don't know no better because they ain't never really experienced it. But he got carjacked by two savages that just literally got out of prison, and these fucking savages hijacked the guy, and um they carjacked him. They carjacked him, and they made him take them back to his home where his family was at. That was his number one mistake. If somebody gets you, like I always say, if they get the drop on you, comply, because ain't nothing worth your life. But if they trying to take you to another location, make that your last stand, because they taking you to that location for a reason, and it ain't gonna be good. More than likely, they taking you there to torture you and kill you. But anyway, to make a long story short, he took him back to his house, and they basically his whole entire family was murdered, and he survived. And I just can't imagine the guilt that he's going through because he lost his whole family to some fucking savages. So can't nobody reason with me or tell me that I shouldn't be armed, and there's no reason, that you should be armed. And nobody, because I know that we live in a wicked world with evil people that don't have a problem taking your life and ruining your life. And I don't want to ever be in that situation where I got to make arrangements for a loved one, man. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine the hurt and the pain and the anger and why did this happen to me? So a lot of that can be avoided if you can protect yourself. And your weapon is not the firearm that you have to go out there and purchase. In order to combat these savages, you're not going to be able to fight your way out of it. You're not going to be able to argue your way out of it. You're not going to be able to make a compromise or negotiate. No. They only understand, the only language that they understand is the language of violence. Violence, righteous violence versus evil violence. You have to fight back. That's the only type of action that they respect. So but your weapon, your number one weapon is right here. Your number one weapon is right here, your mind. Okay? You have to have that mindset, that mind frame, because you can have. I'm surrounded by my firearms, you know, right now. But if I don't know how to use them properly, sufficiently, if I don't know what I'm doing, then what's the whole point? You know, Savages kick in my door, alarm go off or whatnot. That ain't gonna do nothing. It's gonna let me know that they coming in, but then what? So what if I don't know how to properly use my firearms? What if I don't know how to chamber it or shoot it? So my point is, don't just go out and get you a firearm so you can say you got one and feel safer. No, you actually got to have that mindset. You got to train with it, man. And if you're nervous or scared of it, take you up a firearm safety class. Take you up a firearm safety class, man, and get to the range and familiarize yourself to the point to where you're comfortable and you don't have a problem pulling the trigger if you have to, okay? Because that's one of the worst things that can happen. If a savage get the drop on you, surprise you and get up on you or whatever, however, and you have a firearm and it you don't know how to use it. It jams up. Shit happens. Nothing ever goes as planned. So you got to expect shit to happen, to go left. But you got to have that backup plan, So I don't never want y'all to be in that situation where you don't lost a loved one, man. I'm not, I like what I like. You like what you like. You don't have to have as many as I have, and I don't have to have as many as the next man. This is not no competition at the end of the day. It's about being able to just protect yourself, man. Use your God-given right to protect yourself. Don't be no victim, man. I think what I'm going to start doing, if YouTube permits it, it's a show on A&E called Cold Case Files, and some of the most sad stories you can ever see is on some of them episodes. And they got a YouTube channel. A&E actually got a YouTube channel with a whole bunch of episodes. So I want to start showing the episodes on my channel through the StreamYard, through the podcast, so people can see it, and maybe we can review it, and I can, maybe y'all can chime in with your comments, and we could talk about the mistakes they may have made. Sometimes you can just learn from other people's mistakes, man, and it can make you not make the same mistake, What up, though, Eddie Torres? Well, I'm sorry, E. Torres. Good morning, brother. Adrian B. Good morning. Big King, what's up? Good morning. Good morning to everybody. I just appreciate, man, all of the love and support. Once again, I want to give a special thank you to Mark J for not subscribing to the channel, but becoming a paid member of the channel. I have to do something. Maybe I don't know. I want to do something. Some of the videos I'll probably make. Some of the content I'll probably do members only or something. I gotta have something that they actually paid members. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be some type of perks to it. You feel me? But wow, I got 10 people in here at 6 in the morning, at 5:30 in the morning, baby. 6:02. Wow. Thank y'all, man. Enjoy y'all day. I hope y'all have a I just went off. Maybe I can read. Okay, I'm back on. Have a what was the word, baby? I said prosperous. Is that even a word? Yeah, prosper. I wish y'all a prosperous safe day, and just be savage ready out there, man. I noticed that in Pennsylvania, that prisoner that escaped, man, it's been what, 11 days now, and they still ain't caught him. And the crazy thing is, he broke in a family's house and ransacked their kitchen for food. And the guy, I gotta laugh. It ain't funny. The situation ain't funny, but he confronted him. He didn't have a gun, and he was thinking about using a picture frame to throw at the guy. So his thing was he was trying to use tactics to try to scare the convict, away by going to the light switch that controlled the lights in the kitchen and turning them on and off to let the killer know, the escaped killer know that he in the kitchen. Man, he said the killer went up to the light switch that was in the kitchen and started flicking the lights back to let him know that I know that you know that I'm in here and I ain't leaving. So that shit could have went left. It could have went left. He's very lucky. And the sad thing about it, he didn't mention nothing about going out and buying a gun. Because it was not only him, but it was his wife and his kids there, man. And some people just don't believe in having guns, I guess, and they willing to take the chance and bank on the police being there in time, So, yeah, that story was crazy. They interviewed him on the news, But I just want to say thank you once again, Mark J, for that, for that donation. What's good, sis? Tayana Scott in the building. Hey there, T. We appreciate your passion for being savage ready and sharing your knowledge that you possess on being ready. Well, I appreciate y'all for just opening up your mind and taking it all in, and I'm just very appreciative of my message resonating with a lot of people and people understanding. I grew up around, the neighborhood I grew up. It was just a lot of violence and murders and, just crime, man, and just a lot of killing and stuff. And, I didn't realize it was that damn bad until I got older. It was like the I mean, I knew that it was a bad thing, but I just didn't know how bad it was. You know what I'm saying? I want to do a video on that. Just like it was a situation where when I was a kid, I would go down the street and play with my friend, and my mom was always protective. She didn't never really want us to go nowhere or something. I remember like we would go to, if you know the hood, Finkel and damn, we was off of Finkel and Hubble. We was between Schaefer and Hubble. Right off of Freeland, off of Finkel and Midland. We was between we were between Schaefer and Hubble. Those were the main streets, and then Finkel and Puritan. But we stayed off of I forget. I know Midland was one of them, but we stayed on Freeland. We was right on the same block that Sam's Party Store was on. We was right off of that. We was the second block off of that corner. We had that Coney Island, and right next to the Coney Island is Sam's. And everybody, if you in Detroit, you know Sam's Party Store because that mother looked the same. And that store done been there probably about damn near 100 years because it was old when I was living there. You know what I'm saying? So everybody knows Sam's. It looked like it got bowling ball pins on the outside of it. Baby, you know Sam, don't you? Sam's drugstore. Yeah. So everybody that's in the D knows Sam's. But my mom, she was the type. She didn't even want us. She was so protective. She didn't even want us to walk to the store. She would be like, "You got to be careful. I don't want to hear about none of my kids being found somewhere laid out in the alley," because she knew how dangerous it was. But I remember I was down the street playing with one of my best friends. I'm gonna say that was my best friend, Marcus. And I remember everybody used to make fun of him because he had a big ear and a little ear. One of his ears was smaller than, you know, one of his ears was a lot smaller than his other ear, you know. And, you know, they used to try to clown on him and shit, but, you know, that was my boy. I was cool with him. I didn't ever fuck with him or make fun with, you know. That was my boy. That was my best friend. And I remember one day I was like, "Mom, you know, can I go down the street and, you know, play with you know, Marcus and hang out with him and shit, you know?" And she was like, "Go ahead." I went down there and we was kicking it and playing. And I remember a car pulled up, and I'll never forget it. It was a man driving the car and a woman in the passenger side. And I was on the sidewalk just playing with Marcus, you know. And they stopped and they swung the passenger side door open. That's how I knew it was a woman and a man in the car. So the woman began to conversate with me and was like, "Hey, you a cute little boy." You know, I couldn't have been no more than maybe 6, 7 years old or whatnot, maybe 8. I don't know. It was so many years ago. But she was like, "Hey, you's a cute little boy. Like, hi." She had the door wide open. I'll never forget this as long as I live. And I was like looking, and I ran back at her. And they looked so innocent and so harmless because they were smiling at me. The dude and the woman. And I didn't, you know, I didn't see anything sinister or nothing about it or whatever. So she was like, come here. And I froze for a second, and I didn't. And so what she did was she reached and had like a wallet. And when she flipped it open, it was a badge. And she was like, "We the police. We ain't gonna harm you. We not gonna do anything to you." And when I saw that badge, I took a couple of steps, and I remember I was getting ready to walk to the car, and my friend Marcus was like, "No." It's like, "Terry, don't do that. They might not, you know, they not no real cops. They don't do it." I was getting ready because I saw that badge. You know, I associated that with them being good people and stuff. And I honest to God believe, you know, my friend, if my friend saved my life that day, because I know that even though my parents taught me stranger danger, when I saw that badge and how they was all smiling and, you know, and they was trying to get me to come up to the car, I knew they was up to no, you know, now I knew they was up to no good. You know what I'm saying? And I know that if Marcus wouldn't have been there, I wouldn't be here right now. I would be dead. And to be honest with you, I believe that that couple, I believe they were serial killers, because at that time, I remember like watching on the news and in the newspaper and it was a serial killer. Like he was like one of the first black serial killers. I don't know if anybody know this, but Google his name. His name, I'll never forget. His name was Alton Coleman, and it was him and his girlfriend. They was on a killing spree. They started like they was going across state, the whole United States, and they was like killing people. And they was abducting like kids and molesting them and killing the kids and stuff. They killed like 5 or 6 people, I believe. Do the research. Um just type in his name, Alton. I believe it was Alton Coleman, and they eventually caught both of them. I think they caught them because they briefly was in Detroit, and I think when they got caught, they was in Ohio. But I believe to this day that was them because it looked like them. And now that I'm a grown ass man, I'm like, wow, who does that other than a pedophile that'll pull up on a kid and try to entice that kid to come up to their car, and then even go as far as presenting a fake badge, because a real cop wouldn't have done that. A real police officer, and then the car wasn't even a fucking, it was a regular car. It wasn't even a squad car. It wasn't even a police car. So I have to thank my best friend Marcus, because like I said, if he wasn't there, I wouldn't be here right now. You know, I truly believe he saved my life. But I need to talk about that. And if you are a parent and you got younger kids, you gotta teach them the importance of stranger danger, you know, because I don't think my parents ever told me that these bastards can pretend to be police officers. And another thing, why I let my guard down and was getting ready to get in that car, or at least walk up to that, when she was like, come here, little kid, and she, you know, you cute, and she showed me this badge, like, we ain't gonna harm you, just come, you know, come closer, come a little bit closer. The reason why I let my guard down is because it was a woman. If it was a man by himself, I would have been like, hell no. But when I saw that it was a woman, and she had that smile on her face, and then she's showing me a police badge, I'm like, you know, I fell for it. And my friend Marcus was like, don't go to that car. Don't go up to that car. I mean, they had their door wide open. And I believe that if I would have walked up to that car, and that door being wide open, and she's sitting in it and trying to, you know, come on, I believe they would have snatched me up, and I wouldn't have never been seen again. I probably would have been murdered, you know. So for parents out there, you gotta teach your children the importance of stranger danger, and how they can, you know, it can be not only a man but a woman, and they can pretend to be whatever to try to, you know, gain trust. I feel like she showed that fake ass badge to try to gain my trust, and it was working. But I had a friend that was just a little bit more smarter than me that saved my life, you know. And you know, one of the shows on one of the episodes on Cold Case Files that I want to start showing on my podcast so y'all can watch it with me. It was 2 16-year-old kids, 2 girls. The 2 girls were best friends. One of the friends spent the night at the girl's house. They didn't know the parent, her parents, the one that spent the night, didn't know that the father was a meth head and was dealing drugs and all that. That's why I've never let my kids spend the night over at anybody's house. You know, maybe if it's family, but friend, no. I'm just not that trusting. But to make a long story short, the parents, the other little girls, the 16-year-old girl parents, owed some drug dealers a debt, owed them money, and they went over there to collect their debt, and it didn't work out. It went left, and they ended up killing the girl's parents. They heard the gunfire because they was shot with the shotgun. The drug dealer went up in there. It was three guys, and they went up in there, and they wanted to collect their money. When they didn't have the money, the parents got murdered. The two 16-year-old girls ran out the back door. They snuck out, and they hid in the field. And after the three savages, drug dealer savages, ransacked the house, they set it on fire, and that's where these 16-year-old girls made the mistake of their lives. When they rose up to look at the fire, they was able to be spotted by the three savages, which chased them down and kidnapped them and took them back to a trailer home where they were brutally beat, shot up with meth, drugged up, doped up, and then they kept them girls there for up to 2 weeks, repeatedly sexually assaulting them, torturing them, and they kept them alive, raping them every day for 2 weeks, and the police didn't do a goddamn thing about it, man. And they found clues that could have broke that case wide open and led them right to the three fucking savages. That's an episode that I must show. That shit, it pissed me the fuck off. And the show is called Cold Case Files. So yeah, they got away with it for some years, but two of them didn't even get justice because one of the fucking savages died, I believe, in 2007, which was the ringleader. He died in 2007. One of them died in 2015, and then the other one, when they did catch up with him and they caught him, they only gave him 10 years. 10 fucking years for what he did. And that hurt me because these girls were basically little girls, kids, 16-year-old kids. Imagine somebody in your family that's a girl or a boy that's 16 years old, man. That's still a child. That's still a child. And to be kidnapped and held hostage and just molested and just that ain't the way. That shit is fucked up. And now you see the reason why. I tell y'all, man, you got evil ass people in the world. If you'll do that to a kid, rape them, shoot them up with meth, drug them up, beat on them, and they said they took pictures of them tied up. Can you even imagine your life ending like that? And these are kids, and they paid the price because one of them father was a doing some fucked up shit. It's tragic and it's horrible, and it makes me angry. And to know that those fucking savages, two of them, it was three in all, but they got away. They didn't see a day behind bars, and they got away with it. All because the police really didn't give a shit, and they really didn't investigate the case like they should have. You got to remember, they said they kept them two girls alive, hostage for up to 2 weeks, man. And then they got tired of them. That's when they killed them, and their bodies was never found. That's another thing. They were never found. I have to show that episode. That might be what I do later today, But it's evil people in the world, man, and it don't matter how nice your neighborhood is or the suburbs or whatever. It don't matter, how nice your neighborhood is or how affluent it is or wealthy it is. It's no more safe neighborhoods. It's no more safe neighborhoods. You on your way to Mexico, Brother James? Keep me posted. And I wanted you to be on the podcast today, brother, but I understand you on vacation. So maybe next week, if you can make it, come through. You always got a spot anytime you want to. Um, and I've been loving your channel lately, man. Some of the ideas and the series that you got, Never Happen Again, and where you revisiting tragedies and stuff, man. I really enjoy it. So everybody in here, man, go to the Alert Zone TV. James Walker, he got some hell of a content, man, that will wake you up, open your eyes. But yeah, that is sad, man. Tayana Scott, that is sad, and that's why I appreciate you, because I know you ain't having it. You ain't about to be no victim. Which you say you working with the type of funky town sender tools that you got, sis. You not gonna be no victim. You gonna send them straight to Funky Town. That's why I love you and respect you. That you ain't having it. You gonna fight for yours. Shallow. Nah, I ain't never. I don't know Uzbekistan, but don't tell me that Uzbekistan got savages too, my brother. But you know what? Thank you for tuning in. If you from Uzbekistan, that's what's up. We worldwide. You feel me? We are worldwide. Okay, Tayana Scott, me either. T, my kids never stay at nobody's else house overnight. Absolutely not. Yeah, you got to be that way. Say thanks to your friend Marcus for looking out for you. I watch them crime shows all the time on YouTube. Yeah, yeah. Um, that brother, you know, uh, he saved my life. Because I know that if he wasn't there, and by her being a female, that's what wound me over, where I was trusting. I'm like, this got to be in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? And we got a female, a grown ass woman, and she got the badge. So I really did think they was police, even though it wasn't no police car. When she pulled that badge, that wallet out and flipped it, and it was a badge, I really did think she was the police. But I didn't. All I know is I see that shit in my head right now playing out. And I see their faces, and they look just like Alton Coleman and his girlfriend. You know, um, and it's like I really did think they was the police. If it wasn't for Marcus, I was gonna go up to that car, and they probably would have just put me in. I probably would have never been seen again. So thank God for him. And thank God for y'all to take in and have give me, be that person that it's always nice to have an ear to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? It's always a pleasure. It's always nice. It's always a blessing to have some ears to listen to you, to get the message out. So, I wanna thank y'all, but I had to get on here and say thank you, Mark J, for being a member of the channel. It helps me out, it supports the cause, and I appreciate you. I appreciate all y'all. You ain't got to be no paid member for me to love you. I love you regardless. You know what I'm saying? I just want to, point it out that I appreciate it. And I appreciate every single one of y'all. More content coming soon. Look out for the podcast, 8 o'clock tonight, Eastern Standard Time. Electric. Why I be saying ice? Electric Snow. My last name and his last name, Johnny Snow's last name. So we gonna make it do what it do. Um, I want to do the thing too where I want phone calls, man. So people, I'm gonna put up a number. I'm working on that soon, where people can call in and I can talk to them briefly, and they can tell me what experiences they went through with savages, or just how savage ready they are. And I'm pretty sure we probably gonna even get some fucking savages to call and troll me. I don't care. It ain't gonna stop me. Hey, you ain't got to thank me. Don't ever thank me. You know, I thank y'all because this channel wouldn't be nothing without y'all, you know. So don't ever thank me. You know, I thank y'all for being there for me, for being here for me, because y'all don't have to. So, what I just do because of the love that's in my heart, and I don't like seeing people cry, or they missing their loved ones. Like last week when the young lady was killed in the parking lot of that Coney Island because she's just chilling, having fun with her. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, but you should be able to go wherever you want to go. This is a free country, but you do got to be safe and wary nowadays. But she was there with her friends, and she saw two men getting into it with a woman, and she interjected herself in that situation. And one of those savages that was into it with the woman followed, her out the Coney Island, and when she was trying to get in her car, he gunned her down and murdered her, man. Um, it's sad. And to see her family hurt on the news, it can happen to anybody, man. It can happen to anybody. It can happen to anybody. Don't ever think that you untouchable. The only thing you can be is try to be ready, man. Be just prepped up. You know what I'm saying? Just uh pray for the best, man. Hope for the best, but be prepared for the worst. That's all I can say. Be savage ready. Try not to put yourself in a situation where it can escalate. Remove yourself from that situation, and never ever let your emotions get the best of you, because that's when shit gonna go left real fast. Never let your emotions get the best of you. Try your best to keep a cool head. Cool heads prevail at the end of the day. There's a lot of people dead in their grave or in jail, in prison, because they reacted off of their emotions and did some irrational shit that cost them their freedom, cost them their life. I can tell you a lot of stories about that. People that I know personally that's locked up or been killed. So, but y'all take it easy. I love y'all. I want y'all to have a baby. What's that word? Oh, you knocked out, ain't you? Have a prosperous day. Have a glorious, prosperous, safe day, and keep your head on the swivel, and just know, man, there's evil people out there lurking. And I need to dig that story up, man, and find it. At least news footage of it. That guy lost his whole family because he took them savages back to his house. And the result of it was they tied him up in the basement, raped his wife, strangled her to death while he was tied up in the basement. They took her down in the basement, raped her, strangled her. They had pistol whipped him, tied him to a pole in the basement, tied his two kids up, strapped them down in the bed and tortured them, burned them with cigarettes. They was trying to, I think they did at one point make the wife go out. They took the wife out to ATM machines to get money off the ATM. And then when they got back, they took her down in the basement. One of them raped her and then strangled her to death. And then while the kids were still tied up to their beds or whatnot, they set the fucking house on fire. The kids died from the smoke and from the fire. The only reason why he lived was because the neighbors noticed the fire and had called the police and the fire department, and the fire didn't make it downstairs to the basement where he was tied up at. So um, he lost his life. And I don't know what, even if he would have had guns in the home, which I doubt that he did, the way they got him outside. You know, they carjacked him and demanded that he take them back to his house. I could never do that. I would never ever. You're gonna have to kill me before I bring danger to my family, back home to my family. You're gonna have to kill me, you know. Just kill me if you get the drop on me. So I want to revisit that, and if I can find footage of it, because I forget what state that it happened in, but it happened some years ago, man. It happened years ago, but you can still learn from other people's mistakes, you know. You can still learn. What's good with it, my fly family? You know, so but I'm about to jump off. Look out for the podcast. 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Johnny Snow and I will be there, and maybe between now and then I'll look up some footage or something so I can show it. Cause I think I'm gonna do it through StreamYard. But I just want to let everybody know, man. I love you, man. We have to have unity, especially in the 2A community. We gotta have unity, man, and just love and push one another to excellence. To love one another, and I want to see everybody win. I want to see everybody win. I want to see everybody get along. I want to see everybody love one another, respect one another. This ain't no competition. Only person I want you to be in competition with is with yourself. Be a better version of yourself. Be better than whatever. Just be a better person and treat people how you want to be treated, man. But at the same time, don't let no devils walk all over you. Don't let no savages attack you and take what's yours, or do harm to you or your family or any of your loved ones. You feel me? Don't let that shit fly. And if you have to die in the process of saving your family and defending your family, then so let it be. But at least take some of their asses with you. You feel me? Take some of their asses with you. Don't go out by yourself. Go out in the blaze of glory, baby. But I love you and I appreciate you. I'm about to jump off. Once again, Mark J, thank you for being that paid member, for joining the channel. And I salute everybody in here. Be safe, y'all. Be savage ready. Stay armed. Stay responsible with your firearms. Stay righteous. And be ready at all times to send a dirty, low down, stinking ass savage to Funky Town. I love y'all. Godfrey Nation. Salute.